Okay, so this morning we're going to do a little bit of a educational video setting up a multicolored job, show you how we do it, and we'll show you how we line it up and how we print it. So on the films, when we make them for a multicolored print, we use what's called a registration mark, and I'll show you on this film here. So here is a screen ready to go. You can just see that square. And those are the registration marks, and each color has that. So we'll put these on press and line them up. When we start, we take our registration board. We'll show you how this is used. It goes down onto the shirt board. Take our film for one of our colors. Alright, so we have that taped down. We have our registration marks visible. So we'll go from here. So now we've got the screen on the press. Here is our registration mark. Now you can see that registration mark on the film below, which is on the board. And you can see where we have to line that up. And we have to go through and do that all the way around. So now we have all of our boards registered to our film. These registration marks are not taped off. The ink can still pass through them, so that allows it to pass through onto a shirt, a light colored scrap shirt that I'll use. Print the registration marks, and then I'll flash them, and I'll show you what flashing is. Actually, let me do it now because I'll probably forget, because I know how I am. So let's go around to the other side of the press here, and I'm going to show you the flash. I know I've referred to it several times before when I'm doing live, that's saying it's flashing. Some people probably, I don't know what he's talking about. So let me show you. So this is our flash unit. It's still getting up to temperature. It's generally around 950 degrees. And yeah, it gets pretty hot. It does not burn the shirts or start them on fire. It's over the shirts for a very short amount of time. But let's say there's a shirt on that board, and when it comes over and needs to be flashed, what it'll do is it'll cycle. And yeah, so this head wasn't turned on. I had to go back over. So when it cycles, this is what'll happen, and this will shuttle over the shirt for a predetermined amount of time. After a while, heat from that will get into these boards, and the boards will warm up some, and you can decrease the time on how long this has to stay over the shirts. What that does is gels the top of just the top of the ink on the shirt. It doesn't cure it all the way through. You want it to just lightly dry the ink on top. What it does is, so when the next color goes down, it doesn't pick it up on the back side of the screen of wet ink, and it keeps that ink nice and bright. So here is our test print. You can see a print underneath it from a previous test print that's on the opposite side. But there's our registration marks on each side of the design. So now what we'll do is we will go and flash this. So now this shirt has been flashed and the ink is dry, top is dry to the touch. So we can now take this around to our other two colors that we're doing on a 3-color print and make sure that the registration marks on those films, or those screens I mean, line up with these registration marks on this shirt. So now we're going to bring this screen up, or the board up, and you can see that it is just a little bit out of registration, so we can fix that. So now we've printed all 3 of our colors. You can see they all line up pretty good on the registration marks. This is what's called a butt registration, where the colors butt up against each other.